French Tech Connection is a program built by the UB France and the French Trade Office in San Francisco. So our main goal is to help startups, French startups coming to the Silicon Valley, and evaluate their potential and evaluate how to do it if they need to develop in the US. So French Tech Connection is dedicated to French tech startups, and we rely a lot on entrepreneurs in the Valley, what we call mentors. So it can be either entrepreneurs, US entrepreneurs, or very recent French entrepreneurs in Silicon Valley, and they all have experience to share. And the idea here is to give feedbacks to the CEOs, the founders of the French startups, so they understand, the potential, how difficult it is, and how they can. So last client, they had 3 issues to solve or to look at. To get feedbacks on their product, was on private beta, and they wanted to see, if people here in the Valley could be excited. Second was how to launch in the US, and third was raising funds here or in Europe or in France, whatever, but to know the potential. So for those guys, for the CEO and founder, we met with, I think we had like 30 appointments, angels, VCs, people from the industry, other entrepreneurs, launchpad conferences. We met Chris Shipley, for example. We did the meetings with the CEO. And after 30 meetings, we could say that we could answer those 3 questions. And for this particular client, it was very positive. Okay, so next step is to coming back very soon. But for some clients, it can be not so positive, and then, it's better to know not to waste time in the Valley or in the US because it's going to be too difficult. It's not the right timing. Then that's fine. What we observe is, as far as you look like any other startup in the Silicon Valley in terms of presentation, and get to the point, then people don't care about, what the company is, what's the nationality of the CEO, what's his accent. It doesn't matter because, many foreigners here in the Valley create startups. People are used to that diversity, of the entrepreneurs. At some point, our services, we would, pass the lead to people that can help specifically. But yes, that's the goal. So our first client with that program, French Tech Connection, was maybe 20 months ago. And 1 year ago, we worked with them, and then at the end of the day, the CEO said, and the founder said, we need to be here in the Valley if we want to get traction, if we want to be on tracks. So they opened an office, they hired a team, they sent some key people to the US, and the CEO is going back and forth. They incorporated a company here, a subsidiary, and yes, so we work with them, at the beginning, and at some point they don't need us anymore, and it's fine. And that's the beauty of the ecosystem in the Silicon Valley, is you can find whatever resources you need to develop. So what they all say is, okay, France, I think in terms of people, very, very technical people, R&D, France is one of the most innovative countries in the world, that's for sure. And I'm not saying it, people here are saying it. But then, you have many entrepreneurs. But in France, we have several clusters distributed in the country. It's not a small country, it's like California. And at the end of the day, you don't have this concentration of entrepreneurs in 50 miles, radius in the Bay Area. And at some point, if you want to benefit from this concentration, you need to come here. So what they say is, they feel kind of very isolated compared to the Silicon Valley. When meetings between entrepreneurs, when, exchanging ideas, meetings. So, but that's the thing we can see also with other startups in the US. You have startups coming from Chicago, from Denver, and even from Seattle coming to the Silicon Valley. So when it's the right timing, when it's appropriate in terms of cost, because here it's of course very expensive, if you need to break this isolation, the loneliness of the entrepreneur, Silicon Valley remains the right place to be in tech.